February is African Heritage Month. This presents Kings with an opportunity to recognize the long and important history of people of African descent in the development of our area, indeed of our world. This year, African Heritage Month in Nova Scotia is celebrated under the theme, Through Our Eyes, the Voices of African Nova Scotians. This theme highlights all of the contributions and the voices of African Nova Scotians who dedicated much of their lives to advocacy, community work, social justice initiatives, and also those who have made and continue to make significant contributions to our social, economic, and political landscape, despite the challenges of anti-Black racism. This time also provides an opportunity for the sharing of everyday lived experiences of African Nova Scotians. The theme also links with the United Nations Declaration in December of 2013, proclaiming 2015 to 2024 to be the International Decade for People of African Descent. The Municipality of the County of Kings values and celebrates the contributions of the African Nova Scotian community to the growth of the Kings region. I encourage residents, businesses, and community groups to participate in the activities and celebrations of this occasion, and also to take the opportunity to reflect on the story of Nova Scotia's vibrant African Nova Scotian community here and throughout the province.
To highlight and celebrate the many successes of the African Nova Scotian community, the Municipality of the County of Kings brings you this feature to build awareness of African Nova Scotian successes, stories, and heritage through the eyes and voices of African Nova Scotians and those who serve the community of communities in the County of Kings.
All right, Mrs. B, this brings back memories. I remember as a kid growing up here. I don't think the pews were here. It was just mainly wooden chairs.
No, all these pews, I hauled the lumber, and we had them built by a local guy in the community.
Yeah, there used to be a balcony up here, I remember when I was a kid, that we had for Sunday school. Here in the middle of the floor was a pot-belly stove. I remember that being here, and on the wall there, I remember we used to have Sunday school attendance. My Sunday school teacher was Susan Henniker, and you used to have a gold star for every Sunday that you attended.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened to that. Wasn't done when I came. They might have moved.
But the rest of it, I mean, it's the same. History-wise, this church, when it first started, was just the one structure that you see here, and it was established around 1902, I think it was, Mrs. B.
Yeah, the original one.
Yeah, but back in the day, I think it was just called the King's Church, and it was just a room 15 by 8 feet, and all they had, I think, was just one pew.
And they had horses. They rode on horses, and a lot of things that we take for granted. You know, it's hard to think now because it was so long ago.
Well, I mean, I had a lot of encouragement in growing up. I mean, Deacon Phyllis was another person that was a relative, and Mrs. B, when she came as well, and the saying is, it takes a community to raise a child. So it was just something that was instilled in us, like never do anything that's going to bring dishonor to your family name and to your community. So we had good, I had a lot of fun growing up here.
I enjoyed. I wouldn't change my living place for nothing. I love it here.
It was always instilled, whoever, we were in the community, was get a good education. So a lot of us from this community ended up going back in the day. The Nova Scotia Community College on Belcher Street was called a vocational school. So most of us went to vocational school. Like I took bookkeeping and accounting. I didn't think that was my vocation that I wanted to do. I always had an interest in law enforcement and that, so I ended up becoming a member of the RCMP. And for a small community, if you look at the wall that's out there, there's probably at least, 6 people that are in law enforcement. And the other picture that is out there on the wall, most of the men that were here, they either had their small firm or they worked on the CNR as a porter or a conductor. And then a lot of them are members of the West Nova Scotia Regiment, which is a local regiment here in Aldershot. And myself, I was a member of the West Nova Scotia Regiment for 2 years and retired. And very honored to now be a member as an RA Lieutenant Colonel of the regiment. So as well as a lot of the other men that grew up in here or were my age, they a lot of them went on to be in the regular forces. And then, of course, when Orville came, Orville was in the service, and actually Orville was instrumental where he was responsible for getting the name of the Roar, the plane that's out in CFB Greenwood and that. Pretty proud of my brother Brian. You see the other blazer out in front. Brian was known for his boxing abilities, and he represented Canada in the 1976 Summer Olympics in Montreal. He was a Quebec and North American light heavyweight champion, and he also did the Pan Am Games. So a little small community of Gibson Woods. We have a lot of people that are, the ladies that are here gone on to be school teachers, and they're public servants with their federal, provincial government, and so yeah, like we all done well for ourselves. I think it's only because we were relatives, but in some ways we just always had a bond.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have to say, I found the people so open and so friendly. When I came here, we knew a number of the people from the community, my husband and I. The rest is history, really. We just worked together whichever way God wanted us to go, and we worked. And that, I would think that would be the greatest thing of the community, because if you go into a village and everybody is evil or they don't, appreciate, but we didn't have that problem. We didn't. We had help all the way, so I just thank God for it. And I think that's all I can say about this. We joined together, we became friends, we still have our October going, but I really enjoyed it, and I was very thankful that for the people that helped.
Well, it's the backbone of the community. The church is where everybody would gather on not only Sunday, but through the week. And a lot of it had to do with the way that we were raised as a kid. I grew up in a family of 9. It was just something that Sunday morning, you just knew you were going to be getting up and going to Sunday school. It was a way of getting together with, family, friends, and most of the people that attended church were all relatives. All right, Mrs. B, well, hopefully with COVID and everything else, we can get back to normal here and have a regular pews being full. To miss having the people here and that. So
exactly,
we'll just see what happens before the summer, and it'd be nice to have our homecoming and have these pews filled again.
Yeah.
But for now, I guess it's still a place that we can still come.
Yeah.
So a lot of hard work, and a lot of people have gone before us in this church. So.
Yeah. Want to get my license, but they didn't. They just told me plain, we don't give license to your race. I could not get the license. I couldn't get anything, and it was really sad because you couldn't go very far in your life. So I went to Montreal, and that's when I went into nursing up there. And so did my sister, because they wouldn't give you anything here. You had to just do what they said. I guess that's the only place you're going to go. So when I couldn't get my license going to go in for teaching, so I went into nursing, and I retired as a nurse. It's the way it was in Nova Scotia, the way it was, and a lot of the young people here, like my children, they face the same thing,
Brian did well for himself. He went on to be the North American champion with the Pan Am Games, and he's still active. He has his boxing club in Kentville, and I know he's got a lot of support from the town of Kent and the municipality. And so we honored him when we had one of our homecoming events that is here. So it's all about giving back again, because he hits the time to have a boxing club. And over there you have, actually those were his boxing shoes that are in the top little compartments over there. And the other artifacts you have is just, that's the 4-H cap that I had in the RCMP, and berets are down there from some of my cousins, and nephews that were in the armed forces as well. And then, as I mentioned, a lot of the men growing up here worked on a railroad, so we've had artifacts with regards to them when they were porter or sleeping car conductors on the train that was donated. They're from my cousins and from another gentleman that was there. And just about the history of Gibson Woods.
And this, my daughter, she was first World Nova Scotia. She was
Terry Lynn.
Yeah. She got an award. She still works at the airport.
Yeah, she was with the province of Nova Scotia. Everybody knew who Terry Lynn was with that smile of hers. It was very infectious. During African Heritage Month, it's an opportunity to, to share about Gibson Woods. I mean, even when I grew up, like, there was a lot I didn't know about Gibson Woods. It was just, they said it's a place where it's a wooded area where there's a lot of Gibsons that live there. But, if you mention names like Gibson, Clemens, Finer, States, Stevenson's, Ross, they'll all know you're from Gibson Woods. One thing that's kind of nice as well, I think that might have been through the involvement of Pauline Raven. They had some road signs that were up. It would say Gibson Woods, because a lot of people didn't know where Gibson Woods was through that. So I had to go through the Department of Transportation. That's actually, there are 2 road signs. And then even as late as within the last year, Canada Post has come out now. So our mailing address before was Centerville R2. So actually now it is Gibson Woods. So it's on the map, and through things of this here, having an interview, it's an opportunity to educate people about this little historical place. It's kind of a feather in the cap, I guess. There's some people that grew up from here. Or people say, oh, it's for Gibson only. I said, no, Gibson Woods is more than Gibsons. I said, it's for the whole community. So we had people coming from all over Canada that come back home. They know their roots. They either were born here, raised here, or went to school with us here. And so the local communities, people were coming here from Centerville and Aldershot and Cambridge as well. And now we have people even inquiring that are from Western Canada and from the States. So how do you say no to Mrs. B?
Now he says he's so busy. I said, yeah, I was busy like that too. So pick someone else.
Well, as I said, it's just about growing up. My parents said, never forget where you came from and help people on the way. So whatever I can do. And there's a lot of people, it's not just me, that are here that are, they would have been glad to come and speak, but I might have been a little shy to do it. But I mean, Les Clemens and different cousins that are always here, my brother Brian's, the community want to get involved. Leonard Jackson, whenever there's work to be done here, all I have to do is say, I'm going up, or can you give me a hand mowing or do mowing? So it's a community, everybody who wants to get involved. So. Historic because this is part of the Costa Trail that's here. So this would be kind of a phase 1. There is a sign outside that depicts the location here. So it's all part of tourism. So phase 2 would be to continue on with the school. It was a segregated school, and now we're looking at refurbishing it again. So any functions that we have here at the church, it will just continue on to the community center. If we have gatherings, it's here. And it's for church per se, but we're also opening the doors for other organizations to come to learn, to be here as well, which we've had teachers meetings, I think, here. So different organizations come.
High schools.
The poet, he came here and spoke, so it drew in people from around surrounding areas. So this portion here is about history and education. So the community center will be a second phase where it will be about educating about the historic area here at Gibson Woods and the surrounding, Black communities were Cambridge, Aldershot, and North Kentville and Gibson Woods. It's all about educating. It's Gibson Woods, our history, our community, and our business to put unity back in the community. And it's fitting this year with the new poster for African Heritage Month is Through Our Eyes, the Voices of African Nova Scotians. So it's all about linking and working together, an opportunity to share with people today, and certainly through the Municipality, County of Kings coming here today to take the time to speak to myself and the Deacon Geraldine Browning, also known as Mrs. B, as everybody would know her as well.
The Municipality of the County of Kings is committed to engaging community every day, including African Heritage Month. To learn more about what the County of Kings is doing for African Heritage Month, visit countyofkings.ca/diversity. To learn more about these and other exciting stories about the rich heritage of African Nova Scotians.